whatever, man. You guys are persistent about it, and so here we are. So, okay, it doesn't start out as good news, you know? I have the kind of hair that absolutely requires heat and product. I mean, I know, you're like, that's just a normal thing. No, some people get their hair out of their towel and they give it a little brush, and they air dry it and they walk out the door. And I have never understood that in my life. My hair is frizzy and like differently textured and a disaster. Okay, so the first thing that I do is I don't know. I get this from my stylist Jen. What is it? Ionic bonding spray. I'm not really sure. Brazilian blowout. I don't really know. I just know that it like gives it a smooth. All right, it like gives it a smooth. And another thing, and I'm not trying to say this to brag. I'm just trying to say this by way of so you'll know what's going on here. I have so much hair, and it is thick and it is dense. And if I do not style my hair, and I just either let it air dry or even blow dry it without styling it, it will be a giant triangle helmet, the likes of which you've never seen. So I have got to constantly use stuff that is smoothing my hair and taming my hair and getting it so it's not just like, okay, so that's what I start with, and then I give it a little tousle. And then the next thing that I do, I have two things. I have two hair products. I don't know if that's normal. Is this. It's Prose. I've talked about this a little bit. It's like a custom hairline. So you put in like, this is the kind of hair I have, and this is where I live, and this is what the weather is, and my hair's oily or dry. That's about how much I use, however much that is. If I use too much of this, my hair gets kind of greasy, or not, kind of like heavy, and it looks kind of wet. So I don't use much, and I mostly get it on the ends. I don't know if you can see me in my fancy, let's see, okay, well, whatever. I'm mostly just kind of zhuzhing that through the, okay. All right. And then on to drying, which you might think wouldn't take that long on short hair. And I guess you're probably right. But for my hair, it still takes a long time to dry because it's so much hair. And all the underneath layers are like, nope, you either dry us directly or we will never dry. I'm like, okay. All right. This is time for the fast forward feature in any given video. 1987 called, and it wants its curling iron back. I don't even care. So now you know about that. Okay, so first of all, this is what I was trying to tell you about earlier about my hair situation. I'm just doing kind of like a whatever part in the middle. For now, this is how I get to the side part. So it's a process, respect the process. Okay. So at its absolute best, this is what my hair would look like without heat. Like, it just is like, no, we're not interested in taking shape. We would just like to hang in like sheets of like straw-like hair. Okay, fine. I'm gonna admit something to you right now. Yes, this is the beachwaver. Now, some of you who've been with me for some time might remember that I have been using a beachwaver for years and years and years. And I'd like, first of all, disclaimer, this is clearly like the newer, more current model. But in the original beachwaver iteration, it had a very bad technical glitch, and it absolutely just died all the time. Like, I loved it until the day that it stopped working, which was every time. And it would just short out, and then that was it. That was the end of the beachwaver. And so a good, you know, a smart consumer would be like, oh my gosh, that's weird. I got a defective one, but because I love it so much and it helps my hair so much, I'll just, you know, whatever. What I did was buy it like 5 times in a row, even though the exact same glitch happened every time after a certain amount of time. And I just kept buying it. This is the newer beachwaver, and it has not failed me yet. Okay, so now on to the really important teaching part of this incredibly riveting video. For my hair at this length, I use a 1-inch barrel. For all of the years with my long hair, I always did an 1.5-inch barrel. But like some of my back layers are so short and close to the nape of my neck, the 1.5-inch barrels is too big. I can't, it doesn't do. It doesn't do. So I use a 1-inch barrel. Now, okay, it's hot. Hey, good thing, fun fact about the beachwaver, heats up in like 1 millisecond. Okay, now I get my middle part. I'm gonna take the whole top section, just willy-nilly, and get it out of the way, okay? Willy-nilly. All right, so this is how we're starting. So I've just got all of this side and back part down. Okay. So I'm going to show you what I like about the beachwaver. You hit a little button and it just does it like that. So I'm going to get up to the top because I have to, because my hair's not smooth. So I need the heat up there, and then I'm going to kind of just pull her down. So it spends the least amount of time on the end of my hair. I'm going to do her, like grab the little next bunch, give her a little, and then just kind of straight down. Now, here's the moment for me to tell you something. When I do my hair, at first, it is too curly, okay? There's no way around it. The thing about my hair is it loses its shape so fast. So about an hour after I do my hair is when I like it. I curl all these back. Like, the curls all go to the back of the room. And you can just kind of see I'm just making my way around. A fun thing that my hair likes to do is be kind of curly at the root and then not in the rest of it. So I enjoy that. This is why I have to spend kind of probably an unusual amount of time getting the like roots of my hair smooth. Okay, so you can just kind of see. Around and around we go. Okay, I'm gonna let this be the next fast forward section until we get around to the other side. So obviously, if it isn't obvious, I'm curling these backwards too. All curls go back, like Farrah Fawcett. By the way, I could never master any of that hair. Big shock. Back in the olden days, the awesome like feathered layers. Oh my gosh. It could have been because my mom, Jana, gave me home perms from Ogilvy. Like, I just really honestly want to kind of report childhood cruelty about that. I can remember so much sitting in the bathroom and all those fumes were like burning my eyes and my throat. And I would have like 4 towels crammed on my face. And then inevitably every single time, no matter what, I would freak out and like rip the towels off and like just run to the kitchen screaming because I thought I was going to die of the fumes. What I really should have been screaming about was the way my hair was going to look when the home perm was finished. Because that was the real tragedy, to be honest. Okay, so I'm now here at the front. I've just worked myself around, as you can see. Same kind of thing. I'm smoothing out the roots, and then I just kind of come straight down. All right. Now, this is a pain, kind of, obvi, but here's the thing about that I've learned about this hair. When I take the time to like do my whole hair after I wash it, like this, it essentially holds this shape for 3 or 4 days. Like, I don't have to redo this whole thing. I'll give it like a little zhuzh, like in the parts that I slept on or whatever, or that have kind of gotten janky. But for the most part, it will kind of hold this shape without needing to be redone. Okay. All right, so now I'm just gonna do a little vibe check on the roots. This is sometimes where my little weird, like, I don't know what you want to call that, curl pattern that's like wants to just exist against my will. So this is where I want to take the time to make sure on day 1 hair, which is not my favorite, day 2 hair is actually my favorite, I have done all the smoothing. So if I've gotten it the first day, it's good to go. If I phone it in, my like naughty hair pattern will find a way through. All right, so just making sure I've got that last little bit down. This is a clearly not necessary step. It's just only for people with like menopausal curl patterns, which are super there. Okay, I feel like this can be good enough. Okay, now you may be thinking this seems too curly. Agree to agree. Like, totally agree. It is too curly, but there's no other way to get here. Do you know what I mean? I can't do a loose wave or whatever. It just doesn't work on this hair. So it's got to go all the way curled, and then it will relax into itself and everybody can just calm down. Okay, so this needs just a teeny, you know, let's set these up a bit. That sounds like something my grandma used to say about setting the curls. Do you know what I'm saying? Well, of course, back in those days, they went to the beauty shop and had their curls set once a week. And then she slept in her bonnet, and that was her hair for the whole week. And, you know, it's so hilarious because now when I think back on it and I do the math, like, my grandma was like in her 50s and 60s. And I swear to the Lord, she looked and seemed 100. You know what I'm saying? Like, 50 is, I'm 50. Anyways, okay, so now we're moving on to the top layer. Now, yeah, as you can see, this is where things can get bad for me. This is where my hair gets real helmety. It's just so thick and full, and it just wants to be like, ooh. So even though I'm using I do a side part in the final style, I curl it from a middle part perspective. So I'm going to do essentially the same thing that I did, but in a little bit smaller sections. All right, so again, I have to probably spend more time than you do on my roots. A bunch of you guys can just skip that. All right. Now, I don't know. This is how I do it. So I do this in 2 layers. So I just flip that first layer over. I've just found that this holds, I don't know. This makes sure that I get the underneath layers like smooth without it becoming problematic. Okay, so here's what I'm doing. Section by section. Look how curly it is. It's like I'm going to the prom in 1988 with the little ringlets. Just don't worry about it, okay? It will do better than this. Yeah, and you know what? What you're thinking right now, and you're probably right. Oh my God, I could do this faster. Yeah, I'm sure you could, man. I'm sure you could. I already told you at the top of this, I'm not a hair model, and I didn't go to hair school, okay? I'm not like following a technique or whatever. Just telling you, this is what it takes to get my short hair curled and smoothed into submission. Okay, so I've kind of done all that little, well, let me come back here and get this one first. It's never hard for me to find like, oh, did I curl this section already? No, if it looks like a raccoon just rummaged through my hair, then no, I didn't curl it yet. Okay. I forgot to look in my thing and see if I'm even in the screen. I guess I am. See what I'm saying? Wow, I wonder if I curled this section yet. It's a mystery. Okay. Now I'm going to come back up here now and get these little top layers that I flipped over. Oops, stay. All right. All right, and then here's this last little section from this side. I'm going to do these in 2s. Okay, this is what we've got. I mean, obviously, that is a lot. But again, it doesn't stay that tight and dumb. Okay, now it's time to move over to the other section. You know, I don't know if you're like this, but I do my hair on the 2 sides differently. Like, when I am on my left side, I start at the front. I start right here and I move myself backwards. But for some reason, when I'm working on the right side of my hair, I start at the back and move forward, and I don't know, is that like evidence of being a genius, or anyways. So now I'm working my way. I kind of flipped this, remember how I like need to be sure to get under there? So I kind of flipped that over. And now, even though these little hairs, eventually I'm going to part here and flip them all over here, I still just curl them straight back, just like I did the other side. put back this top layer. Look, guys, I'm about to land the plane. And I don't know how long this has been. Is it 15 minutes or? I'm not counting blow drying. But just remember, it's like, at least for me, this is the one time it takes this long. And then I get to go basically 3 days of almost no maintenance. Just a little zhuzh, and I've refreshed just a couple of little curls, usually up front, and then that's it. So this is an investment in my week. Okay, this is the last one. There we go. Okay, whoa, that one got real curly. Okay, so don't be alarmed, all right? Don't be alarmed. Feel if I got the back right. You know, who can know? But you know what? Here's how I feel about the back of my hair. That's not my business. You know, the back of my hair is not my business. So, you know, thoughts and prayers to it, I guess. Like, I tried to get back there as much as I could, but whatever. Okay. I mean, it's gonna be good enough. All right. Now, before I do the thing, I'm gonna just also set my hair like Grandma King with a teeny bit of hairspray, just so it remembers, like, this is the shape she wants you to hold. This is the one. Okay. Now I'm gonna make sure everything's cool. All my curls are cooled. Now, this is an imprecise situation, what you're about to see, and I am self-conscious because I don't, number one, know if my hair is gonna work right. Number two, you know, I don't know what I'm doing. So what I'm just telling you is, this is how it goes. So let me see if I can stay in screen. I'm just gonna give her a tousle, if you will. Okay, I'm gonna give her a little tousle. I'm gonna break up all those prom curls. I told you not to fear them. Just get it all sort of, okay, all right. So up we come. Now, already it's less terrifying than it was. Oh, let me get my little tool. I actually stole this from Ben Hatmaker, but it's really useful. This is the best way to part your hair. So, all right, so I'm just gonna come and I'm gonna side part this bitch, okay? Like about, I don't know, does that feel right? And then it's just gonna I'm just gonna work it into shape, right? I know that it's too curly right now. We've been through this, but like, don't worry about it. It will calm down. Okay. And so kind of, that's it. Like, let me give this a little, I want to tell these hairs that I know I originally worked you out over here, but where I want you to live is over here. So we're going to set them so they know what to do. In the back, just to sort of, I don't know, whatever this is. Now I like the tuck. I like the ear tuck. So I am going to grab all that hair and I'm going to tuck her back there. But you know what? You do you. You know what I'm saying? You don't like that? You don't do that. So now I'm going to sort of, you know. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess that's really it. Let's look at the back. Oh boy, let me feel it first. I don't know how it's going to do. Okay. So, you know, your guess is as good as mine. I don't feel any holes, but whatever. It all kind of settles in. So if the back looks weird, who cares? You can't see it. I'll just give it a little zhuzh. And then I kind of like, I like the front part to be kind of forward. Do you know what I'm saying? There we go. That's it. That's the hair. Now, I'm gonna show you a later picture from like an hour from now when it's not quite so like my mom just curled my hair to take me to Olin Mills, in the 80s, when it kind of waves down the hair, and then that's it. And this hair will last for 3 days and sometimes 4, which is awesome. And now I've done a hair tutorial. Thank you for coming to my show.